Zachary Climax. There's never again he'll be called Zach Lomax, according to the bloke in the bar. They're 103, so he's had an absolutely cracking week. He played, unfortunately didn't get the win, obviously, in Origin, but he's cemented his spot on the wing there for the Blues. Played very, very well in that game, and then comes here and breaks the Dragons record. 32 points scored in a match. It's absolutely incredible. He went 10 for 10 on goals and scored 3 tries there with a couple of line breaks. Obviously, just exploded in the back end of this game. They end up scoring 56 points, being down 12-0 early in this one, and then it ended up 56-14. So an incredible performance from the Dragons in the end, and obviously a lot of their players coming out and scoring really, really well. Kicking it off with the Lomax 629k with 103, up to a 52 average now, and just blows that average out of the water, which, it wasn't looking like one of the top tier keepers. Like, a few people had the decision, obviously, when there's a good chance he wasn't backing up, or even last week, as selling him and going, well, he's made Origin now, he's going to miss a lot of games, given it's going to be 13, 16, 19, 20. So a lot of people would have sold last week. If you managed to hold through all the way through here, you got absolutely rewarded with 103. Incredible stuff. Incredible effort there. Ben Hunt, 69. If you're still sticking with him, he continues to do good things there, just under 50 average for the year, and he has lost 33k, but he's been serviceable enough, obviously up and down in certain games when the team's not playing and performing really well there. Luciano Leilua was 68 with 2 tries in 48 minutes, so that is an incredible PPM, an incredible performance, that's for sure, for Luciano. Sully, a little bit more relevant. Did sell him in the head-to-head team a little while ago, so that's frustrating, but 63 for him for the 1.6% of owners, with 2 try assists for him, a couple of line breaks there, 9 tackle breaks, and a couple of offloads. So a much better game for Moses or Masese. And yeah, good stuff. That's probably all we need to say. Eisenhuth back to some of his best work. 3 offloads to hand, 2 turnover tackles. Good tackle numbers, big run meters, 149 there for 60 points for Tommy. An incredible game. And for those that are still kicking on, holding on to him, you were rewarded after the odd slow and low game over the last month. All right, Seyfarth. He actually ended up with a few extra minutes here. So something quick to note, that there was a HIA for Alamalo, which he wasn't going to return. So Seyfarth was off for 3 minutes. He got taken off there. And then Seyfarth came straight back on for that HIA. And he was an absolute menace. And he actually almost scored a double. End up with a double movement rather than the double try there. But 59 for him. And basically everyone went, apart from Lomax, went down in updates. That was a little bit frustrating, but for other guys that we're going to talk about shortly. But Seyfarth, for the 40-odd that did buy him, at 400k, he was obviously, I think even with 60-odd minutes, was going to be a pretty solid scorer. Like, he obviously had to make a truck of tackles here, 51. He had 6 misses, an error, a couple of penalties. He's an absolute psycho, that's for sure. And a lot of people in the chats were like, I want whatever Seyfarth's on, but we know that he's got that in him, which is why he can end up with penalties, can end up with random sim bins and stuff, but no, we know that he's going to work hard and really get into this game, and that's what you saw here, obviously, with that try. Really added to it and got him well into the 50s, and without that, I think it would have been somewhere around 60-odd minutes and 40, which at that price at 400k is great. So it was the decision last night of which Tiger were you going to pick, and basically all of them did pretty well, so you're not going to be too dissatisfied with any of their scores in this one. So Seyfarth 59 was the winner of the Tiger picks last night. He had Flanagan with 52, a really nice game from him, working down that left-hand side with Sully and the like there, so good stuff on that front. And that cracking pass on the way through to Fainai on that left-hand side. That was a sick charge through on that left-hand edge. Beaten a few players, beaten Seyfarth, beaten Fainu. Thankfully didn't get the missed tackle there on that one. Little's 50 in 74 minutes was great as well, so he did have to come off with that HIA, but didn't cost him too many minutes, and obviously points as well. Not too bad there as well. Speak about Twali now. 49 in his 62 minutes, so yeah, it ended up being a pretty good decision. At 576k, you get a 49, which is well above where he's priced at, and coming off a few good scores now, 3 in a row. He's going to be up pretty close to 600k, I think, after this one. Just general guess without looking at break evens, but we know that he's gone 50 odd, 60 odd. So yeah, it'll definitely be in that low 20s kind of break even there for Twali, and he'll go up to that 600k mark, which again, next week, I think is still a buy for Twali in this one. You know that if there's going to be anywhere near 60 minutes in a game like this, he obviously didn't get to run the footy much in that second half. They just couldn't complete a set, and it was really tough viewing for the Tigers in that back end. I understand Olin was trying to do, just not to single anyone out specifically, but just in that last sort of 10 minutes, trying too many things. And just like when you're in absolute free fall like that, I'm not sure if just going straight all out attack on the other side and taking tremendous risk is the way to go, because this is what happens. You end up getting put 56 on you when you've got players like Ben Hunt, Lomax, Luciano Leilua, these types of gun attacking players. Sully there as well. Flanagan obviously in that one, and Little. It's never going to work out too well. But yeah, Twali, 62 minutes. If he gets that anywhere near that longer term in the next month or so, then he's going to average 55. It'll happen, and this 49 will just be a lower score in a slew of really, really good games there. Find who's next. So Samuela, very, very impressed with the 49 in this type of game. When you go down 56 to 14, you would expect a lot of missed tackles, and thankfully for him, he had 0 missed tackles. He had that one error there. It was very, very difficult for him to even get a run in the second half. He was up to 60 by half time and only another 28 run meters. They had a tackle break, got taken away from him. He was up at 52 along with Twali there. They both got dropped in updates there, unfortunately, but a 49 at 479k. You look at that and the 12 versus Fainu pick. Fainu's dual position, 100k cheaper, and he scored the same. So anyone that jumped on with me ended up in a really good position. Obviously, Seyfarth was still the winner at the cheaper price there and the bigger score, but there's 0 complaints here from myself, and I don't think there will be from anyone who grabbed him. Obviously, Twali as well in that one there. So good stuff there. Coruscant, 48 for him. He had 50 tackles, 9 misses. A 40-20 was good and helpful, obviously, but outside of that, just a bit of a nothing game. And yeah, a few people were like, does anyone think he's really happy that he chose the Tigers rather than staying with Penrith? Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, that's for sure. But if you do own him at 48, you'll be happy with that at the price point. Vital and Mariner, 46 for him. Really, really solid effort in the full 80. So if you do own him, some people got the 90 out of him last week into a 46. Great work. Jaden Sullivan, he was on for a massive score here. Got a try and 2 try assists very, very early. And then things went downhill. 3 missed tackles. He had the time spent off in the sin bin. A couple of penalties there as well. And then just no real stats in that second half, which you'll see there from Galvin. He was in a pretty solid position going into halftime, and then just nothing happened from that point onwards. The only one you'll be a little bit disappointed with is that of Stefano. And my talks about him during the week were that minutes-wise, he was going to be closer to that 50 mark, 48-50. And I think he'll average about that 46-47 in those minutes. But obviously in this one here, 41 run meters for a guy that's as damaging as Stefano is disgusting, and that needs to be sorted out. Like, yes, they hardly had the ball in that second half, and they were spreading it and all that kind of stuff. But 41 meters in that first half, 30 meters, whatever it was at the end of his first stint, is not good enough, and he should be up near the 100 mark when they had the ball for that first 10 to 15 minutes. He should have been dominating with possession and with those runs, and that's where he's different to some other gun players in this league, fantasy-wise. It's just he's not getting as many runs by choice a lot of the time. Like, if you're the premier forward in your team, you should be demanding that footy and bending the line, and you should be the guy that your hooker, your halves turn to get you good meters. And unfortunately, that's not happening with Stefano. The 44, it's still not the end of the world. Next week will probably be better. If he gets those minutes, though, he'll definitely score better than 44 going forward. So hopefully that's where it ends up for him, and it's not a low run meter type of situation from here on out. Because Twali was low as well, obviously, 74. You had Fainu obviously on the left-hand side, down at 88, and then Seyfarth up at 100, and really weren't too many other big run meter guys from there. The big disappointing one from this game, and thank goodness he had an attacking stat there, was Jack DeBellin. We had Buller there with 40 and Fainai there, but very, very low ownership. Buller, I think at 40 at that price would be happy, but DeBellin, 36, only 43 minutes. So a big miss there, but obviously before he came back on, they built a massive lead, and he's been playing bigger minutes in recent history. And we know what Flanagan's like with him and his minutes and not wanting him to go 80 and close to it. He had to do that a couple of weeks ago, and then this week here got the rest. So do expect some bigger minutes next week, especially if it's a closer game. But this week, 36, very, very disappointing. if he didn't have that line break, a couple of tackle breaks and good run meters from that one run, yes, he had an error in that run as well, but that bumped him up about 10 points and he could have been very, very low. But again, in other games, it'll be closer and he'll have to make tackles. Then he had to make 18 tackles in 43 minutes, which is very, very low for Jack. Super frustrating as owners, and a lot of people do own him. The minutes is the killer, and just chalk it up to a bit of a shocker, and hopefully he gets a 60 for you next week. And yeah, gets back to good scoring and rounds out that average a little bit closer to the 50 mark that you need it to be with that 60 next week. But that's the hope. Sloan with 33, Galvin with 33 as well. It just wasn't his game. He had good run meters early, 70 odd by halftime. Like a lot of these Tigers, they started well and then fell apart. Not a lot else he could do. Obviously, hardly kicked the footy of 56 kick meters there. 25 tackles for 2 misses is solid enough. 1 tackle break, no offloads, no tacking stats. A little bit frustrating, but we all own him, and it is what it is. Like, we just need him to keep playing. He's got the wrist issue as well, so there's that. Molo, 54 minutes, only 32. Again, just seeing all of these lower scores from the middle forwards, apart from Eisenhuth, who got involved in attack as well. That's that. Matamua down to 29 for him with 54 minutes, so PPM just continues to be pretty poor. It's actually lower this week than we thought in recent history, but again, 26 run meters for a middle forward. Same with Fanua Pole, 26 minutes for him, but only 43 on the run meters is gross. Altafenai there, 24. Staines, 22. Olam, 16, just gross. Had 4 errors, 2 missed tackles, not good. Sione, Fainu there. You had Alex Lobb, 14 in 80 minutes. Pretty gross at that point. You had Porter there, 13. Couchman, 11. Jaden Sewer, 10 in 40 minutes, so his price drops. Alamalo with 10, hopefully he's okay. And Naden off the bench there as well. So we'll leave it at that for the fantasy side. And then the Supercoach side, just wanted to shout out Lomax and Ben Hunt. 121 for Ben Hunt, 152 for Lomax there before update. So incredible efforts from those two. 10 goals, obviously 40 points there. And then the 3 tries. Amazing work. Ben Hunt killing it there as well. Lucian Leilua, with 2 tries. Sully 76, Flanagan 70. It was just a Dragonathon. Little only got 58 with that line break. DeBellin 49, so a little bit lower for those two, which is a little bit frustrating. Sewer's 15 for any owners. Galvin's 29, a bit frustrating for sure, but I think most people own him as well in Supercoach. And then Coruscant's 53, not the end of the world. We'll take it at his price point anyway. Safe off with the try 81, solid enough. Twali if you grabbed him, or Samuela 51 and 46. Stefano with 43. So just a bit of a rough game. Obviously, so much ball not in play in that second half, and the errors that they created and the missed tackles and all the tries the Dragons were scoring. Like, there was 70 points in this game. Just way too many overall in that one there. So that's this Friday night game. We do need to wait still about Cotter information. We don't have all of it. Hopefully we can find out before this next game, but I have personally got my trade sorted. I just want to know as quick as possible when if he's gonna be playing or not. Apparently his partner has had their child, so it's happened, which is exciting. So hopefully that means he can play and he'll be happy to get out there and play 40 minutes or something. I'll be happy for him to play half a footy, get us a 30 odd or 40, and that would be awesome. So thanks for that, guys. Hope you enjoy the couple of 3. Do we have 3? Yeah, we must have 3 Saturday games, which is cool. That'll make sense. 1 Friday, 3 Saturday, 2 Sunday, and 1 Monday. Yeah, that'll be cool. Good stuff, guys. I'll see you in the next video.